Hello everyone, Dave here, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to play Cardfight Vangard. Cardfight Vangard is a trading card game. This is the player mat for Cardfight Vangard. As you can see, it's a bit different to the Yu-Gi-Oh ones and the Magic the Gathering God ones. But like those games, it comprises of a deck of 50 cards, ranging from grades from... This is a standard Cardfight Vangard card. As you can see, in the top left corner is a number. This refers to as a grade. This is a grade 0. Below that is its ability. This we'll get to later. That's its attack points, the name of the card, and the clan that it belongs to. Any additional effects of the card are written in text here. So to begin with, you take a grade 0 of your choosing, place it face down in the Vanguard circle. In this game, the Vanguard represents you. You lead the way. The rest of your deck, after shuffling, is placed in the deck zone, which is there. All standard card games, you start by taking 5 cards. 5 cards. These have grades on 1, 2, and 3. At the start of your turn, at the beginning of the game, you flip the first one over to stand the Vanguard. Once per turn, you can draw a card. And then from your hand, you can ride any grade 1. So for example, I ride that guy. Any cards that are ridden on become in your soul or heart, depending on which version you're playing. You can then call any other cards that are of a similar grade or lower to a rear guard position. Now, if it was your first turn and you were going first, you can't attack. This is a demonstration. I'll show you what happens when you attack. When you attack, you flip the cards sideways or portrait. Then the numbers here, so the 600 and the 800 are added together. You can only add the attack points of cards that have the boost ability, or that symbol there. When you attack with a Vanguard, you check the top card of your deck. This is known as a trigger check, and show it in your trigger zone. This is not a trigger card. Any cards that are checked this way go into your hand. When you are attacked, if the attack is equal or greater than your Vanguard number, you do a damage check. Once again, taking the top card of your foot and flipping it over. Now in this case, this is a trigger card. This is a draw trigger by symbolated in the top right corner. Normally these are on grade 0s. It will add an additional 5,000 power to your Vanguard, and you get to draw a card. This card then goes in your damage zone. The person who reaches 6 damage loses. Any cards that you get from that trigger effect are kept in your hand. You can, of course, go, no, I don't want to be attacked this turn, and that is known as guarding. To guard, you take any card that is equal or less than your current Vanguard grade and place it above there in the Guardian zone. This is where the shield number comes into effect. That number gets added to your Vanguard's attack. If that number is greater than your opponent's attack, it doesn't go through. Any cards used in this then go to the drop zone. Simple. Then when it comes back to your turn again, you flip the cards back up, you draw, and then you continue. So you can play grade 2, call any grade 2s to the thing. So like there and there. Then additional grade 1s. And you go and go until somebody gets six damage. And that's the basis of Vanguard. There are a few more complicated tactics, which I'll go through later in a different video. So the main things to remember for Cardfight Vanguard are the grade of your current Vanguard, the ability of any of your rear guards, trigger effects of cards that you get through your trigger and damage phase, the strength of your Vanguard and rear guards, and if you're guarding the shields. So with some grade 0s, 1s and 2s, they have additional effects which are here. The most common one you'll see on a grade 0 is known as Forerunner. As you can see here, it says when a card of, in this case, Force rises unit, may call it to a rear guard position. And then as a secondary effect, put it into your soul, so into your Vanguard, choose one of your Force units, and till the end of the turn, it gets 1,000 extra attack. And when that unit attacks and it hits a Vanguard, so they don't successfully guard it and it causes damage, if you have an Force Vanguard and it's the 4th battle of that turn or more, draw a card. Now normally you can only attack 3 times in Vanguard. Okay, so say it's my turn. I've just ridden to grade 2. I've called these two to the rear guard circles. I can now use this guy's effect. If I put him into my soul there, I can choose any one of my rear guards or my Vanguard to get an extra 1,000 attack. In this instance, I'm going to give this guy the extra 1,000, so it becomes a 10,000 instead of a 9,000. Alright, so only the front row can attack. As you can see, there's only 3 spaces. So say that one hits, I boost that one, I don't boost that one, and it misses for 1,000, and then I boost this one, and I do my trigger check. Now, I pick up one of these. It's a stand trigger. That stand trigger allows me to restand any rear guard unit and give it an extra 5,000 power. So, that one. So now that's got 15,000. Giving it the boost from that one, which is an additional 6,000, 21,000. That attack hits. I get to use the other ability that my Forerunner's done, which is draw a card. Force, this deck that I use in here, runs on multiple attacks. So, for example, if I pick up this grade 2 that we used, you can see that this card has an ability that if at the end of a battle or an attack, these units attack the Vanguard, whether it hits or misses, I can restand it and it gets minus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. And that can be used once per turn. So even on his own, this unit can be stand. This grade 2, which is Basil. Once again, when it's in rear guard, when it attacks a Vanguard, if I have an Force Vanguard, as the first battle of that turn, it gets an extra 2,000 power to close that battle step. Then it can choose another Force rear guard, the same commas unit, and exchange positions with it. Basically, so it was my first my turn for attacking. The second turn. So I have a grade, let's just put a grade 3 there, just to do the next stuff. Alright. And I've got 2 grade 2s here. Now grade 2s can't boost. I attack with Basil, he gets 10,000, and then because of his effect, I can switch that one round. 2, his effect stands. Then say that one, 3, you can see how it adds up to multiple attacks per phase. You get these special grade 1s, which when boost an Cardfight Vanguard, it's the 3rd battle of that turn, because Cardfight's multiple attacks, gets 4,000, making him a 10k booster. So that would give my Vanguard an extra boost. All grade 3s are very, very powerful. They start at 10,000 and go up to maximum 1,100. So 11,000. Their ability is known as Twin Drive. So when they attack, you can check 2 cards for triggers instead of 1. You also get a whole load of other bonuses. This one's a bit more complicated because of what he is. But each deck in Vanguard does different things. I like playing Cardfight because it suits my style of just continuously attacking. Grade 2's ability is known as Intercept. Now normally you can only guard with cards from your hand. However, if you have a grade 2 that has the Intercept symbol, you can use it from the field of play to intercept into the Guardian zone. Like so. Boom. Now some grade 2s have a very special ability. This is the same no matter which clan you play as. When it intercepts, if you have a Vanguard of that clan, it gets an extra 5,000 shield, which make him a 10,000 shield. Now normally, only grade 0s are 10,000 shields. There is, however, one super powerful card of a grade 1. This one. It's known as a perfect guard. Now, as you can see, his shield is 0. However, as you read here, you choose a card from your hand and discard it. When placed on the Guardian Zone, if I pay the cost, it nullifies an attack, basically. You can only have up to 4 of these cards in your deck, which are known as Sentinel cards. Does mean you can't overpower them. Now a bit more about triggers. There are 4 kinds of trigger cards. You have Stand, which allows you to restand a unit on your field, whether you're being attacked or attacking. You have Draw, lets you draw a card. You have a critical one, which allows you to do an extra point of damage in that attack if it hits. And Heal, which allows you to heal a damage as long as you are equal or more damage than your opponent. However, like the Sentinel cards, you can only have 4 heal triggers in your deck. Say for example, I had 2 damage and my opponent has 1. I get my heal trigger to my effect. I can then take one of these damages and put it there, reducing my damage. However, if I get a heal trigger and I have less damage than my opponent, I cannot heal. I still get the power boost of the 5,000, but I do not heal a damage. There are decks that run off the damage zone and will allow you to do that. Or even call cards from the drop zone. So each faction, if you will, each deck has a different... Each deck of Cardfight Vanguard has a different unique way of playing. Some rely more on trigger effects and the way the deck is structured. Others rely on multiple attacks, like the Aquaforce. Some rely on how many cards are in the soul of your main Vanguard. Some rely on being able to call allies from the deck during your turn. Others utilize the drop zone to call their allies back from the dead, and so on and so forth. That's the basics of Vanguards. Like for all Vanguard games, like all card games, you must shuffle your deck. It is a bit more difficult to do it in protective sleeves. But as I say, a deck of 50 cards. One, which will be your starting Vanguard, your representation in the game, and the others which you'll be able to get throughout the rest of the game. If you get to no cards left in your draw zone, you lose the game. You get 6 damage, you lose the game. But there's no spells, no traps. There are normal monsters, if you will, want to call them that. Normal monster here, which have no effects, and monsters that have effects. Experiment with the decks, see which one fits you best. All decks will have basically similar cards with similar strengths, so every deck will have a no effect 800, a no effect 10,000 for grade 2s. They all have heal, stand and critical triggers, and then the effects of the grade 1s, 2s and 3s will represent the army, or deck if you will. All decks will have, all clans and decks will have a nullify card, if you will. Nullify attack card. All will have some sort of super powerful grade 3, which the whole deck will be built around. So this is my Aquaforce deck all laid out. The best composition I found that has worked for me so far with this deck is what you see down here. Now, you can only have 4 of the same card in the deck at any one time. And this is what I found works. So, my starter Vanguard, the grade 0, Aqua Dragon Kid. 4 of each trigger, so that makes my total number of grade 0s 17. 15 grade 1s, that is including 3 perfect guards, 3 standard 8k grade 1s, and then the rest are effects, which includes 2 10k boosters. So that's the grade 1s. Grade 2s, with 10 of them. This includes 2 special interceptor units, which get a 10k shield, 2 standard 10k cards, 3 of the Basil, which is the one that allows you to shift spaces, another normal 10k'er, and 2 of those ones that allow you to restand when attacking a Vanguard. And for grade 3s, I have gone with 8 cards, which takes my total up to 50. My deck is built around Blue Storm Dragon, Maelstrom, Bloom Supreme Storm Dragon, Glory Maelstrom, and Blue Storm Karma Dragon, Maelstrom Reverse. So, a lot of Blue Storm Dragons, basically. That is how I've built my deck. It's helped you understand the basics of Cardfight Vanguard and a bit more of the deck structure and stuff like that. I shall hopefully be uploading a few games soon. So, until the next one, this is David. Stand up, my Vanguard!